Hello Internet, and welcome to my fairly delayed live reaction for Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest chapters 46 and 47. When we last left our heroes, we had the stunning conclusion of Loxus versus Urza, which gave us an even draw. Urza actually passed out earlier, but Loxus passed out right afterwards, which gave Kiria the opening she needed to destroy the third orb. Meaning that there are only two orbs left. The orb in the center, where Natsu and Toka are. There's another orb somewhere, I forget where. It might be in the city where Team Lucy and the Strausses are. Maybe, I've forgotten. Also, the White Wizard has taken over Toka again. At this point, it's very likely that they are actually two different personalities, which I've been questioning since the beginning. And yeah, let's jump right on into Chapter 46 of Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, White Will. Alright, I was wrong, actually. Our cover picture here is a kind of layout of the battle. The three orbs that have fallen are the one that Kiria just destroyed, the one Nebal destroyed, and the one where, Team Lucy and the Strausses and Diabolos all are. The two surviving orbs are the middle orb, where Natsu and the White Wizard are, and the back left orb, where no one is. So, presumably, people are going to start heading there while Natsu protects the center orb. Anyway, jumping into the chapter itself, we open right where we left off in 45, with Natsu and the White Wizard staring each other down. Natsu versus the White Wizard. And they're not just staring each other down, they're like right up in each other's personal space. Alright. Just in time, Natsu-sama. The orb over there. You, Natsu-sama, will destroy it. Huh? White out. Oh, and she immediately just cuts to the chase and tries to white out Natsu. And Natsu, starts to freak out. Gah! I can't! Natsu! I can't move! No fair! Fight fair and square! Unfortunately, my objective is not to fight. It's to erase any powerful magic. Like your wizard guild, with the 5 dragon gods. Are you rejecting all magic? I'm curious what exactly is going on with her face in this panel, with the one full side and the one narrowed side. I don't know. No, magic is necessary. Magic that is too powerful is what's evil. Natsu pauses. Stop! And Happy, runs at the White Wizard to try to help Natsu. And she just, physically kicks him away. Go away. Ka! And he, lands on the ground. Happy! Aren't you from the same race as Happy? No. I am human. But Toka is a cat. That just means I am inside that cat. Appearing as a cat isn't good, right? That's why I chose to be like a human. Then why did you go inside a cat? And the White Wizard pauses. So there's clearly something going on there. Sorry, I needed that. Enough talking. And she slams him down with her magic or force of will or whatever. Look at you. Your magic is being drained out little by little, right? We see Natsu starting to feel the pressure. And once you have been emptied, the whiteout will be a success. You'll become a puppet that will respond to any of my orders. And Happy gets up, struggles to get up, but he runs for the orb, and he grabs the orb. Hee-yah! And he throws the orb at the White Wizard, and it gets her from behind. Alright. And we see something happens. It looks like these kind of crystalline growths start to form from the White Wizard's body as she screams. And Happy looks really proud of himself as she's screaming in pain. I thought I'd give it a try, but I didn't think it actually worked that well. And then he flies to Natsu! We gotta retreat for now. What did you do, Happy? He's also given the White Wizard the orb, which means that we're about to lose the 4th orb, I reckon. If the White Wizard can get herself under control. I threw the orb. When the White Wizard possessed Juvia, she said, my power cannot destroy the orbs. That is why we will do so with all of your power. Oh, I missed that. Alright. maybe they need some. Maybe they can only be destroyed with magic, and because the White Wizard can only drain magic, she can't actually destroy the orbs herself. So I thought maybe she can't touch them. You're really awesome, Happy. I didn't expect that much though. And Happy notices something going on with the White Wizard. Or no, he's flashing back to Toka. I was happy to meet you, Happy-sama. Toka, wait for us. We will definitely save you. We cut back to the orb. It is starting to steam. And Toka, or the White Wizard, the back of her body, like, covered in crystal, reaches for the orb. And as she reaches for it, she's going, like, fully this creepy-ass demonic look going on. You've done it now! Meanwhile, in the right-hand city, which is back where Lucy and all of them are, we check back in on Mira and Elfman's fight with Skullion and Manmoral. Who are these guys? They're strong. Even the two of us together can't defeat them. It's the same with us. You are stronger than expected. They're good, Cha. Let's retreat for now. Cha? Kyria and Wraith were defeated. Either there are too many enemies, or Fairy Tail is simply that exceptional. We will settle the score eventually. The two of them fade away, thanks to the Ash magic, which I guess goes to show that Diabolos is nowhere near done. But we'll see where exactly they fit into the arc from here on. Because Skullion and Manmoral especially have now kind of been mapped onto the Strauss siblings as eventual opponents. And presumably, you know, the White Wizard stuff seems to be nearing its climax here at Alderaan. So I would expect that the rest of Fairy Tail would go home after this. But I do also think that eventually, you know, Diabolos, or specifically Skullion and Manmoral, are going to have to fight the Strausses again. That's just kind of how they're being set up right now. Anyway, you're running away? Elfman, like, starts, like, you know, is angry at the two of them for retreating. That's enough, Elfman! And Mira gets out of her Satan soul. If we continued fighting, would we have even won? Meanwhile, Lucy, Gray, and Julia have been watching all this from behind, like, in an alleyway. They ran away. Isn't that a good chance for us? Kana's also there. Well, it is, but... and Lucy, you know, puts a voice to Kana's worries. The problem is how to knock Mira-san out. And Gray says confidently, leave it to me. Gray-sama? Mira-chan is quite injured, so it should be fine. How cowardly. Even Juvia is unimpressed with that statement. And he said it in a cool way. And Lucy's a little concerned. Elfman is there too. Meanwhile, back at the right-hand church, where Kyria has just destroyed the orb, we see just how wrecked the church is. And Kyria is now atop Loxus, ready to eat him. And she looks at Loxus' unconscious body. Time to eat, lightning dragon. Kyria, we retreat. Return here. She gets like a message from Skullion. Huh? I finally found a delicious man. Just wait for a little bit. That one is being controlled by the White Wizard. If you eat that magic of his, you'll fall under the White Wizard's control as well. Say what? Wraith has been defeated. We may have underestimated the enemy's power. I agree on that. They're all absurdly strong. So I guess Toka's gonna keep Loxus safe for a little while. And she looks at Loxus. You're a fine man. I want to meet with you again. So I guess this is kind of showing that Diabolos is gonna go through their own kind of training arc from here on out. Now they've realized how outmatched they are. Which is good. I was a little disappointed, Kyria realizing how below Urza's power level she was. Especially considering how Urza and Kyria have kind of been set up as, like, the fated opponents, in Diabolos. Kind of like what I was saying with the Strauss siblings, a few minutes ago. Anyway. So the rest of Diabolos, I guess Diabolos all gathered again, and they're talking. How will we report to the Master, Cha? This is just Skullion and Manmoral, never mind. We can only report what happened. There are other dragon gods remaining, so we must leave. But, Cha... and Skullion pauses, and Manmoral starts to panic. You mean them, Cha? Indeed. If it's something that we can't do by ourselves. our guild might use our strongest force, the Black Dragon Slayer Cavalry. Ah, so there's even more Diabolos to worry about. Meanwhile, back in the right-hand city, which I thought was where, the right-hand city is where Mira and all them are. I think it means the right shoulder city. Looking back in the map from the start of the chapter, that's where they are. That might just be a mistranslation on the translator's part. So in the right shoulder city, Nebal gets the memo from Skullion. So that's the situation, Nebal. And Nebal is still like squaring off with Wendy. No. Me no care. Nebal. Shut up! Me eat cuckoo! And Wendy snaps at him, I'm not cuckoo, and I'm not food either. Now that's enough! And she breaks out of Dragon Force, goes into Dragon Force and breaks out of the cocoon. Dragon Force. Me can do that too. But 5th generation Dragon Force. Quite different. Stop it, Nebal. That's forbidden. What is Nebal's hidden power? Okay, so it looks like 47 we're going to be focusing on and maybe wrapping up Wendy versus Nebal. And luckily, that's already out, so we can start that right now. Alright, so let's see. Chapter 47, The Tyrannic Sticky Dragon. So yeah, a lot of Nebal this chapter, I'm guessing. And our cover picture here is Lucy in this kind of racy New Year's looking outfit. I'm not quite familiar with customs, with Japanese customs to put that style of dress into any kind of category. But, you know, it's not leaving a lot up to the imagination there. Anyway, Happy New Year. Best regards for this year, too. And so yeah, we see here's the scan later page. It's a lot bigger than it used to be. It's in color now. Anyway, we open right where we left off, 46. As Wendy is in Dragon Force and Nebal is going into his own Dragon Force. The Awakening Sticky Dragon Nebal. Wendy's in trouble. And we see Nebal's like creepy ass grin. A 5th generation's Dragon Force. And Skullion back in the other city. That's bad. Nebal is going to use the Dragon Force. Let's go stop him. This is forbidden by our guild. And Skullion pauses. No, we can't report more shame to the master. But, since it's become this way, we will discard Nebal here. We'll say he died from having went on a rampage on his own. But, as he used the Dragon Force, he will bring down some people of Fairy Tale with him. So I guess there is only like so much shame they can bring to Diabolos. So Nebal just has to kind of die now. But also Wendy's not in a good state. And we see these kinds of like, these things shatter on Nebal's wrists. Cocoon, eat. And his magic power kind of like rushes towards Wendy. What's that magic power? Like if I'm being coiled about, as if my body was being melted. And we see Nebal kind of like, gets his kind of blackened form, his hair kind of like tendrils up. Terrifying! And he's entered into a new form that honestly kind of reminds me of Venom. He's like got the long tongue, which he's always kind of had, but he's like buffer now, big shoulders. His hair is in this kind of like shock up. And he like lunges for Wendy. And he punches Wendy. Wendy like barely blocks it, but is like thrown back by Nebal. And in his other hand, he gets this kind of acidy thing that he shoves up against Wendy's chest, sends her flying, and rips up like the lower torso of her outfit. Thankfully for once, Mashima keeps it non-sexual because Wendy just should not be sexualized. But anyway, as Wendy's being flown up from that attack, Nebal warps above her. And slams her down back onto the roof. The whole building like collapses around her, and she coughs. That was not an intentional acting out of the cough. I just actually had to cough there. And the ball comes running back at him. Sky Dragons roar! She tries, like, desperately to fight back. Sticky Dragon's Glowy Roar! And the two roars collide. Wind doesn't work, and I guess it breaks right through her Sky Dragon's roar. And her left arm and right leg are caught in some of Nebal's webs. No, all her limbs are, and she's now, like, hung up by Nebal. Who goes in for another punch. Increasing all elemental resistances. Deus Corona! And she gets punched by Nebal. She's held in place by the stickiness. But we see how much pain she's in. Nebal goes in for another punch. And hits her again. And hits her again and again and again. And, like, you know, she can't, like, beat back some of the impact by, like, moving backwards because the stickiness is holding her in place. Then Nebal grabs her by the shoulder. Huh? And Wendy, her Dragon Force deactivates. I think she's unconscious. Cuckoo dead? And he, like, holds her face. Great. Still alive. And he deactivates the webbing. And Wendy falls to the ground. Where do you want to be eaten first? Hands? Feet? Belly? Hey! And Wendy doesn't answer. Answer, Cuckoo. Hey! And he, like, shoves some webs on her mouth. That wakes her up. Cuckoo can't breathe. Look. She kind of, like, shakes her head. Oh, no, he covered her mouth and her nose. It hurts? It hurts. Cuckoo. And he undoes the sticky. And she starts to cough. Hey, you answer me now? Where you want me eat first? Hands, feet, belly. And Wendy starts to cry. Oh, Cuckoo, you cry? I falsely believed that I became stronger. I was always with Natsu-san and the rest. Wendy, you definitely became stronger here. First of all, like, just because a 5th generation's Dragon Force is so overpowered does not mean that you're weak. I was always with Natsu-san and the rest, with Carla and Shelia, so I could be stronger. I can't do anything alone. That no good. No cry, Cuckoo. I'm afraid, but I'm not crying out of fear. It's because I'm so ashamed of myself for overestimating my own power. I really didn't want to use this, but because I'm very weak on my own. Is Wendy about to show us a new power of her own? Please lend me your power. And she somehow breaks free of the webs. This is a residual thought enchantment that I can probably only use once. The memory in this body of when you and I were connected. Is she about to go Irene? Enchant! Irene Belserion! Wendy parts away with her past and promises victory. Now it's time for the counterattack. Oh, fuck! She's tapping into that Irene shit! That is not at all where I was expecting this to go. Like, for a moment, I was worried we were gonna get a little bit of, the Mashima out-of-nowhere power-up. But honestly, 100 Years Quest has been really good about not doing that. Like, for Natsu getting his power-up from Ignia, back during the Mercphobia arc, both because that power came from an outside source, and we saw the effect that took on Natsu. And then here with Irene coming in as a source of power for Wendy, because of course, Irene and Wendy were bound together for a little bit back during the Alvarez War. So yeah, Wendy Belserion is back, but in a vastly different context this time. And I am so pumped. So yeah, I should probably get to that fucking retrospective I need, the overall review I need to do. Alright, so 46 is a fairly, it's the typical kind of scatteredness, that the Alderaan arc has been, which isn't inherently a bad thing. There's a lot of different pieces going on in the Alderaan arc, but we also see that it is kind of starting to move towards its ending. Diabolos is retreating. They're realizing that either they're too weak or there's just too many fairy tale members for them to really be able to win at this point. Which means I imagine they're all going to go have their own training arc off screen so that they can actually stand up to fairy tale. But we also see a little bit from the White Wizard that's really interesting. As contact with the Alderaan orb does something to her. Her body is becoming, like, covered in crystal. She has this line, "You've done it now." Like, something really bad is about to happen. We don't actually find out anymore because the rest of the chapter focuses on Diabolos. With Kiri having to beat a retreat because she can't eat Loxus while he's under the White Wizard's control. And Nebal breaking from Scullion's orders to go into Dragon Force, which brings us into the much more focused and much better chapter. Not to say that 46 was a bad chapter, but 47 was just kind of great. Of Wendy versus Nebal going into their full Dragon Force forms. As we see the full overwhelming power of Nebal's Dragon Force. That Wendy's Dragon Force, at the very least, stands no chance against. Nebal gets her bound and just beats the ever-living shit out of her. She stands no chance at this form. Though she reveals that she still has a little bit of that, she wants to win on her own with her own power. But that enchantment Irene used to bind herself to Wendy's body is still kind of there. And of course, that brings us to the chapter's big fuck yeah moment. Enchantment Irene Belserion. And I am so pumped to see that next time. I'm a little mad the series is back to its bi-weekly status because, oh my god, I want to see Wendy Belserion v. Nebal. So yeah, these were great. That's all I have to say for these chapters. Hope you all enjoyed the chapters and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye.